America can't succeed unless you succeed. That is why I am running for President of the United States.
I think about Hillary Clinton is, I imagine to be a very bright woman without the courage of her convictions, because I'm not even sure what they are.
This is the same person who spent a decade campaigning for NAFTA and now goes around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA. This is the same person who says she's voting for the Colombia trade deal. Turns out that her top advisor, her top strategist, was working for the Colombian government to get the bill passed.
You were against same-sex marriage, now you're for it. You defended President Obama's immigration policies, now you say they're too harsh. You supported his trade deal dozens of times, you even called it the gold standard. Now suddenly last week, you're against it. Will you say anything to get elected?
Do you like this string of stupid wars from Iraq to Libya to Syria? If you want to say yes to all that, you want to keep all this the way it is, vote for Hillary Clinton.
On Friday, WikiLeaks released emails proving that the Democratic National Committee was conspiring against Bernie Sanders.
And then on top of all of this information, more emails were leaked. And they appear to show Donna Brazile leaked more than one debate question to Hillary Clinton's campaign during the primary.
There's no question to my mind, and I think no question to any objective observer's mind, that the DNC was supporting Hillary Clinton, was in opposition to our campaign. I mean, it is an outrage and sad.
Stop pretending there's really any other choice in this election than to vote for Hillary Clinton.
WikiLeaks has released some more emails allegedly showing the inner workings of Hillary Clinton's campaign. The documents were part of the group's latest data dump over the weekend, allegedly hacked from the personal account of Clinton campaign chair John Podesta.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, Mrs. Clinton. We should stay in touch. What's the best way to reach you? Email?
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about the damn emails.
And I do know that even talking about her scandals will irritate some of you. But not being as bad as Donald Trump is a low bar to clear. And if you focus on nothing but him, you fail to vet a woman who might be president.
I really like my job. I'm a happy senator, and I'm not looking for another one.
Would serving as president of the Senate give you a bigger platform?
You know, I got a good platform right now.
One final question on this point. If she said, Tim, I can win with you, I want you to serve as my running mate, what would you tell her?
Well, look, I really like my job and I want to stay.
Hillary Clinton has now made her choice, her VP pick, public, and she has chosen Senator Tim Kaine, 58 years old. He is a U.S. Senator from the state of Virginia.
Now, I know for a lot of you, this might be the first time you're hearing me speak. And hey, let me be honest, for many of you, this is the first time you've even heard my name.
Are you qualified to be Commander-in-Chief?
You know what? Nobody should ever say they're ready for that responsibility because it is so huge.
What does that mean when you hear that question? What do you think that means? What should go into being qualified?
You know, Abraham Lincoln wouldn't have said yes to that question. Harry Truman wouldn't have said yes to that question.
Tim Kaine has been saddled for a long time with the idea of, with the sort of moniker of being the boring choice, being the safe choice. Liberals wanted Hillary Clinton to pick somebody more liberal than him to be her running mate, particularly on issues like Wall Street and particularly on the issue of trade.
You know, some of your supporters are disappointed in the pick of Tim Kaine, that he's not progressive enough. I know Tim Kaine called you after he was picked. Do you consider Tim Kaine a progressive, and are you happy with this pick?
Look, you know, the pick is Secretary Clinton's. I've known Tim Kaine for a number of years. We served in the Senate together, obviously. Tim is a very, very smart guy. He's a very nice guy. His political views are not my political views. He is more conservative than I am. Would I have preferred to see somebody like an Elizabeth Warren selected by Secretary Clinton? Yes, I would have.
Bottom line, we're in trouble. And the political parties that got us into this mess are not just unwilling, they are utterly incapable of getting us out. That's why I'm here today to launch my campaign for President of the United States. The ecological crisis is beyond an emergency. Half the world's species are expected to die off by 2100 as part of this climate stress that's causing the 6th great extinction. The American people have had enough of a two-party system that bails out Wall Street and throws out Main Street. We've all had enough of the 1% with their cult of cutthroat competition and their religion of greed. It's now clear for all to see where those oppressive systems have led us: to extreme inequality, economic despair, racism, endless war, and climate catastrophe.
Dr. Stein, on 9/11, you released a statement calling for a new investigation utilizing independent research. I believe it was a controlled demolition that took down the towers.
It wasn't terrorism, it was a controlled demolition by Americans?
Well, it was, I believe that the hijackers were patsies. They did have intent, but there was no ways they could fly those planes the way they did, and there's no way those steel buildings could fall the way they did. Do you have an opinion about that?
So I think we need the full story, and the 9/11 Commission itself said we don't have the full story. So I would simply bring back that commission. This isn't controversial in my view. It's time to get the full story. People give up power is by not knowing we have it to start with. Well, we do have the power, and it's time to use it. The American people have the power to create a new way forward, and the solutions we need are in our hands right now. System must be fixed if we're to have any hope of fixing all these other crises.
What would you do if you were elected about Aleppo?
About
Aleppo.
And what is Aleppo? 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 I'm having an Aleppo moment. What is Aleppo? 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 What is Aleppo?
Do you think if you were able to get on the debate stage, you could pull even with Trump and Clinton in these polls?
I do. And it wouldn't have anything to do with my debate performance either. It would just be that people would recognize that there's another choice. I think I could stand up there for the whole debate and not say anything.
Where is Aleppo? Where is Aleppo? Where is Aleppo?
You're kidding.
No.
Aleppo is in Syria. It's the epicenter of the refugee crisis.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
But it all for me begins with cherishing the dignity, the worth, the value of every human life.
When Donald Trump says women should be punished, or Mexicans are rapists and criminals, or John McCain's not a hero, he is showing you who he is.
Senator, you whipped out that Mexican thing again. Look,
can you defend it?
there are criminal aliens in this country, Tim, who have come into this country illegally, who are perpetrating violence and taking
You want to use a big car brush against Mexico?
He also said, and many of them are good people. You keep leaving that out of your quote.
The value of every human life. The sanctity of life proceeds out of the belief that ancient principle that where God says, before you were formed in the womb, I knew you. And so, for my first time in public life, I've sought to stand with great compassion for the sanctity of life. But it all, for me, begins with cherishing the dignity, the worth, the value of every human life.
Indiana Governor Mike Pence on the defensive over the new religious freedom law sparking protests and boycotts. Opponents say it will allow businesses to turn away gay and lesbian customers on religious grounds.
But it all for me begins with cherishing the dignity, the worth, the value of every human life.
There were reports that you were considering dropping off the ticket after you first heard those vulgar comments Donald Trump had said. Can you just tell us about the conversations that you had with your wife or your daughters about these comments?
The fact is that, as I said on Saturday, I couldn't condone, I couldn't defend those remarks, but it's absolutely false to suggest that at any point in time we consider dropping off this ticket. I would encourage you, if you're inclined to do as the Pence family does from time to time, to bow the head, bend the knee. Be a good time to pray for this country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again. I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. Now the poor guy, you gotta see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
But we're fighting a very politically correct war.
Well, we see that
and the other thing is with the terrorists, you have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families. They care about their lives, don't kid yourself. But they say they don't care about their lives. You have to take out their families.
Her judges. Nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press.
I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab them by the pussy. Do anything.
I would like to promise and pledge that I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win.
We have a big problem at this point now, because I agree with you about a lot. I think that we have taken him not seriously, but there is a dark underside here. He is whipping up and tapping into and pushing buttons that are very, very frightening to me and frightening to a lot of people.